Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Hope is a waking dream. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Anybody can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and to the right degree and at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everybody's power and is not easy. A friend to all is a friend to none. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differs from the dead. To perceive is to suffer. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. A friend is a second self. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. To lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. I have gained this by philosophy. I do without being ordered what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. We make war that we may live in peace. The more you know you don't know. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. The secret to humor is surprise. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Through discipline comes freedom. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. All persons ought to endeavor to follow what is right and not what is established. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all other goods. Happiness is a state of activity. Wit is educated insolence. Learning is an ornament in prosperity, a refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. All men by nature desire to know. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. Nature does nothing uselessly. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. If things do not turn out as we wish, we should wish for them as they turn out. Philosophy can make people sick. Anyone who has no need of anybody but himself is either a beast or a god. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. All earthquakes and disasters are warnings. There's too much corruption in the world. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. The law is reason free from passion. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal and history only the particular. Memory is the scribe of the soul. Time crumbles things, everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Freedom is obedience to self-formulated rules. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. The soul never thinks without a mental picture. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. Whatever lies within our power to do lies also within our power not to do. The gods too are fond of a joke. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. We become brave by doing brave acts. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. Man is by nature a political animal. With respect to the requirement of art, the probable impossible is always preferable to the improbable possible. Young people are in a condition like permanent intoxication because life is sweet and they are growing. They who love in excess also hate in excess. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. For though we love both the truth and our friends, piety requires us to honor the truth first. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. Tolerance and apathy are the last virtues of a dying society. If you would understand anything, observe its beginning and its development. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Distance does not break off the friendship absolutely, but only the activity of it.